Hello, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Welcome to another news day on Tuesday. Today is August 10th, 2021. We've got news. Let's jump right in. We've got a new global exclusive precursor unit. So if you guys remember the precursors, that was a global exclusive storyline that they started to introduce a few years ago, and we're back to it. So this is our first in the Neovisions era, sort of like the precursor. You can now you're gonna tell me I'm wrong and say that Elena's a precursor and blah 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 blah, but this feels to me like a true precursor, like strictly like element locked, like has the precursor storyline, isn't part of the whole like weird comic booky thing with Yoshikiri and all that. So I'm really excited, and she's much like Esther and has that whole healing from an elemental type thing. So I'm really excited to see this unit and then the boss monster that comes with her. And we also have Neovision Awakenable Sieghard. All right, Sieghard being a unit that is much loved by everybody, or much hated, and he's getting his Neovision Awakening, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so we've got Skye. Skye is a Dragoon. Simple as that. She's Dragoon. She jumps up, she falls down, she does damage. Bops him on the head. She's based on, I want to say, a hawk or a falcon, maybe? So her Brave Shift is infinite duration, and then it has a cooldown of 0 turns available from turn 1. Great, fantastic, love it, love to see those. Her Super Trust Mastery Award is an accessory with 65 attack and activating Jumping Jackhammer. Boost damage for jump attacks by 50%, and then she gets a killer for Dragons and Reapers by 50% for physical. This is kind of a best in slot for a jump unit, a Dragoon unit, with the killers for Dragons and Reapers. So specifically against Dragons and Reaper type enemies, this becomes a best in slot for Dragoon units, but for everybody else, it's kind of like, just use Tifa's STR. Alright, and then the Trust Mastery Reward is a hat with 50 attack. It's pretty nice. With Warrior of Wind and Leaps and Bounds. So you're going to want to always have this probably equipped to her, because what this hat equipped to her means is that whenever she gets hit with wind damage, she just straight heals off of it. Boss does 80 billion wind damage, she heals. Done. She can't take wind damage, so it completely nullifies an element. Not only nullifies, it says that she heals off of it. And then it also boosts damage for jump attacks by 50%. That is not bound to her though, so this healing off of wind is only bound to her, but the boost damage for jump attacks for the hat is not bound. Alright, and then we have the vision card. The vision card is going to be talked about later. Then we've got her featured standard abilities in her regular form are Furious Skyfall. Deal partial enemy gain damage and morale-based damage to one enemy. Now, for the Clash of Wills event, we know that the morale-based damage is kind of how you win, based on the last one with Elena and Luis. So I'm going to say that the Furious Skyfall is probably how you're going to win this Clash of Wills if you can use her in that one. Alright, so the higher your morale base during the battle, the more damage you're going to do. Then her other static brave ability is Precursor of the Skies. I'm just going to read this one out because it is a mouthful, and you guys are just going to have to take me on the word for that one, okay? So, Precursor of the Skies changes effective normal attack to leap into the air, then deal wind damage to one enemy next turn when activated. Boost damage for jump attack by 300% and physical damage against Dragons and Reapers by 150%. Caster can evade some physical attacks 5 times when HP falls below a certain point, and normal attacks hit 2 times. Ooh. Changes the basic attack into a jump attack. Gives her stack of evasion. That jump attack will hit twice, and it also gives killers and a boost to jump attack. It means you in her normal rotation, you want a basic attack at least once, which is kind of crazy. You want a basic attack? It's crazy, right? All right, and then her featured Brave Shift abilities are Overcast Skies, reduce wind resistance for all enemies, and boost wind damage of LB, blah, 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 blah. So it's a wind boost. We'll see how good that is. It has to compete with Bart's to actually be good. Then Severe Squall, boost attack by 300%, physical damage against dragons and reapers by 150%, and boost damage of certain abilities for caster. So you're probably going to actually have Severe Squall in her rotation as well because of the boost damage of certain abilities, because usually those stay for either an infinite amount of turns or exactly the amount of turns that you would need to kill the boss for like Clash of Wills. Alright, so honestly, she might be one of my favorite units that's came out recently. I really like her kit, her story, the way that she works. Alright, then we've got Sieghard. Sieghard, the classic physical tank. His Brave Shift is going into that Season 1 storyline of the Veritas of the Earth. Love it. He is a physical tank and debuffer in his regular form, the most beautiful boy. And then in his Brave Shift form, he is the Veritas of the Earth. He has the things like preemptive physical cover and other things like that. His featured standard abilities are the most beautimous being, changes the effect of normal attack to damage and charm all enemies, and reduce damage taken and boost resistance to charm for all allies. Pretty cool. Then beautiful offense, damage all enemies, temporarily increase chance of being targeted, so it's provoke, boost defense and spirit for himself, reduce damage taken, and activate barrier. So it does say he becomes a provoke tank. Then we've got reviving shield in his Brave Shift form, where he's the Veritas of the Earth. Reduce physical damage dealt by humans. Reduce damage and physical damage taken for all allies, and automatically revive all allies one time. So it's an AoE revive, reduce damage from humans, deal physical damage. Reduce physical damage, and magic damage and regular damage. So it's all mitigations. That's kind of crazy. Reviving shield gives all mitigations. I wonder at what rate. Earth Grunt. That's his Magnus ability in his Brave Shift form. Add Earth element to physical attacks for all enemies and boost Earth resistance to all allies except self. Because if you remember, at least in the traditional Veritas of the Earth, he heals off of Earth damage. So, all right. So I'm excited by the Sieghard and the Veritas of the Earth Brave Shift, and especially excited by Skye. Let's take a look at Item World. Yay, we didn't have it for what, 1 week? Gumi, this isn't content. Stop doing this. All right. They seriously keep throwing Item World at us, and I'm just getting tired of it. Like, is anybody else just extinguished, tired of Item World? It used to be something we got, once a month for 2 weeks, and now we just get it all month, all the time, instead of other content. Yay. So we also used to get it in addition to other content. It was just like a bonus content, and now it's just the only thing we get. All right, so we got Wandering Knight's Lance. This is your Item World item that you can farm and then upgrade. This is 160 attack, a wind elemental spear, and boost jump damage by 50%. It has the special unique rare of boost attack by 60% and boost equipment attack by 50% when a single weapon is equipped in both hands. And the spear rare is boost HP and attack by 20%. So in total you can get the 60% plus the 20%, so 80%, and then an additional 50% equipment attack. It can be a pretty strong lance. I mean, there might be better options, there probably are better options, but for a wind elemental, definitely not. Then we also have Kotetsu, which has the rare of boost attack by 80%, Staff of Wrath, which will have the rare of boost defense by 60, Spiritual Sword, boost spirit by 60, and Urgheis, boost attack by 80%. And then the traditional rares for all other weapons are as we've always known them to be. All right. And then I got to scroll all the way down. Got to get all the way to the bottom because it tells you where your other things are, because this is the only content we're getting. All right, so then we have the Challenge of the Braves coming at us this week, which you can farm out, boom, those units if you need any of those, you know, Hidden Passions, Bound Across Time, etc, etc, etc. All right. And then we've got the Clash of Wills. Clash of Wills is our super awesome event for this week. It's basically Dark Visions if you guys didn't play it last month. Except it has a unique mechanic for every time you do something. Essentially, there's like a tug of war for like actions. So whenever the boss does actions, it goes towards, the bar goes towards his side. And whenever you do actions, the bar goes towards your side. And you do more damage, take less damage, etc, 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 whenever the bar is more in your favor. And the boss does more damage and has additional skills and stuff whenever it's in his favor. All right. So this is honestly, it looks fun because the boss can do things like zombie. I really hope that they force a zombie to be used, like the boss really makes you want to heal that first turn or something. I hate that they brought in number of turns to clear. Number of turns to clear is now a it's somewhere on here. It's now one of the parameters for judging. I hate that. I hate number of turns to clear, but it's on here. And then everything else is just like it was last month, except the boss changes. Okay, so let's check out and see what else we've got. All right, we've got the vision card that's coming with Skye. The vision card is Flighted Friends. It's where she's just hanging out with like pigeons and stuff. It looked pretty cool on the video that Shally posted. So it has 110 base attack with attack plus 60%. And boost damage for jump attacks by 100% for an FFBE units only. It'll be her best in slot and Mazurka's best in slot, I believe. All right. And then Fight and Flight. It's interesting that they're releasing that like free vision card essentially that will go into the permanent pool in like 5 or 6 months. They're starting to release it now though, the one that says Fight and Flight along with this one. Okay, so Fight and Flight is a new vision card that will eventually be free, but you guys can buy it for 1,500 lapis after maintenance comes up if you're impatient. It has attack 30, defense 60, boost fire and wind resistance by a total of 60%, and boost attack and defense by 20%. So if you really need fire and wind resistance specifically, this is your vision card to go to, and it would give you 60 defense as well. And then 20% defense. And I mean, if you're trying to get that kind of fire and wind resistance, you're probably not caring about the attack. So for fire and wind resistance, it's actually a really good card, but for everything else, it's kind of meh. All right, you've got your unit intro quest for Skye. This is where you can, you know, get everything, you know, get the lapis, find out how the unit works, be able to actually play with the unit before you decide if that is something you want to go for. Then we've got introducing the 5th anniversary after party exchange shop. If you pull on the banner, you get these tickets. I hate that it's another thing that you have to pull for and you get tickets, and you can exchange the tickets for tickets that you can pull for. I think it's so dumb. Okay, so then we have the FFBE Skye Treasure Summon. So this is the $12 banner that you can pull on just once, and it has increased rates for Skye. And what else do we got? The exchange shop for Skye, and that's where you can trade in pull tickets and the safety net banner. The Flying Fighter login bonus, so that's just where you're logging in, and you know, you can get your VIP coins, your Ascension Pearls, and your Skye fragments along with your Sieghard fragments. And maintenance notice, and that's it, guys. All right, so we've got Item World, Clash of Wills, some new vision cards, and a new precursor, and Sieghart's Neovision Awakening. So I'm excited by the Sieghard Neovision Awakening, and I'm excited by Skye. I really wish that more content came at us, but, you know, I'll take Clash of Wills, I guess, but I wish there was like a farm event in some way. Alright, thanks for hanging out, guys. Much love. Peace.